So guess what we're trying right now?
Hmm.
We have currently we have an open Zoom session.
Oh, okay. All right. And
In fact, actually, I muted it, and
so it's
uh,
going right now. It's sucking
it
bandwidth, is what you're telling me. It's going to
it is.
degrade the
Yeah.
quality of this show. I see where the priorities are. Jeez.
Well,
So,
today,
is this your idea? Did you push this through?
this was something that I had talked with. It was in. What funny enough is like the last show when I've said, the two people who were like, no, man, they're the ones who are on it right now.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
And
how
so
you
like,
actually test those theories, right? You don't just not do it and pass judgment. You actually do it and then pass judgment.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So like right now, we're one of the requirements that our client has for this set is they want us to label the sheets as one of however many sheets, two of however many sheets, but they also want them all individual sheets. And so, that's kind of a chore. It's a big pain in the butt.
Hmm.
We're kind of working on it right now, and that's one of the things that they're kind of like talking through, walking through. And the thing about it is that we have 1,192 sheets in
Oh
this
my
set.
gosh.
It's that
This sounds like a job for
not,
automation somehow.
well, so we're like, I'm watching them right now. They're kind of going through and doing most of the automation of that, but because we get them from so many different people, and it would be great if we had them within the model themselves.
Hmm. But you don't.
Like,
They're
but
different
you've
models.
got
Yeah.
we've got different models. You've got MEP, landscape, fire protection,
Yeah.
landscape and civil work in AutoCAD. They don't work in Revit, so they just give us a sheet and we make like the dummy sheets in the so that they show up within the thing, and all of these other things. And it's just there are some hassles with
Yeah.
having to
Seriously.
do that. And so every single time we would submit for like interim reviews,
Mhm.
they would always, I've never put them on there. I told them like, we are, and I would answer it the same way every time. It's like, we won't do this until we submit our final one, because there's so many sheets coming in and out of that. I mean, just
Yeah.
put it this way, 11/25 of last year, when we gave them our last interim set, there was 1,153 drawings. Now there's 1,192
Yeah.
drawings.
Yeah. And you're moving stuff around on sheets and all
And
kinds of
movie,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I was questioning. I was like, hey, we've got this axon that we've got all of these sections cut from, but none of these sections are on the same sheet as the axon. Why?
Yeah.
And so they, oh, yeah, I meant to fix that. So like a lot of things were shuffling around. So
Well, tell me more about this open Zoom session. So you're obviously you guys are using it for a real purpose. It's not just like
yeah, yeah,
happening in the background and
nope,
nobody's there. So
no, and
uh,
I mean everybody's got their camera on.
yeah,
Like kids have come in and out of the shot.
yeah, of course.
The dogs, my cat jumped up, my cat walked around and was like, meow.
Yeah.
That the show has heard it before. And then he's like walked around, and then he jumped up and like walked in front of the camera and put his butt in the camera, and
Of
you
course.
know
As
all the
cats
fun
do.
stuff as cats do. And we're not only talking about work, and people are sharing their screen
You just
as
got to
they're
be
walking
quick
through.
on the mute button or the camera. If something happens in the house that really doesn't need to be seen, you just got to be kind of quick with that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, and like most of the time right now, I mean, everybody's like clothed,
Yeah.
not going to the bathroom, or things. I mean, the only thing that I did was I was like, oh, I got to go and record. So
Yeah.
what I ended up doing was just muting the mic and turning off the camera, just so I'm not a distraction
Yeah.
for that. But right now, I mean, they're all laughing. They're probably talking about me.
Yeah. Right.
I,
It's not being live transcribed on the screen, so you can't tell.
yeah, no.
I did have another chance to check out TeamFlow again and get some other people to take a look at it from the
Yeah.
office. And one cool thing about it is because it's like there's this spatial layer applied to it, and you're looking basically at an office plan with furnishings and stuff in it, and it's like, let's go sit on the couch now, right? And the couch has a coffee table and a plant and things like that next to it. But what happens is like you're represented by this circle, which is video of your face. So basically it's cropping most of your background out is what I'm getting at with that, which is kind of nice, right? Because the zoom window is whatever size your camera is capturing at, whatever the resolution is, and it's usually a lot of background around you.
Right. Right.
It's
Yeah.
you're a very small piece of the overall frame that's being presented, depending on how far away your laptop is and what the setting in the room is and all that kind of stuff, right? So
Hmm.
this is why so many people use these virtual backdrops, right? Because they
Right.
want to block that stuff out or whatever. Or what's cool, I think, is people have actually been designing their backdrops, so that it's a nicer presentation. And then there's other people who are just like in the garage with their saws in the background and their
Yeah.
remote controlled airplane hanging from the rafters and stuff like that, which I think is cool too. But
Yeah.
it is visually cluttered, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
want to give a presentation maybe like that, or maybe you would. I don't know. But I think it's kind of interesting the way that this new piece of software kind of frames you so that when you're talking with other people and you're sitting in chairs next to each other in this virtual space, you just see each other talking. And then as soon as they kind of leave a certain radius from you, the icon just turns into their initials. So it's not like you're seeing everybody in the whole office floor plan's face talking all the time. You only see the people that are within your audio radius so that you're talking with them. So another
Right.
kind of layer of design has been applied to the thinking behind how this works. And I thought it was really cool how they did that. So if you are in these kind of larger office situations and people could just kind of drop in and drop out, obviously in Zoom, you'd probably be in gallery mode most of the time and seeing people pop in and pop out or turn the cameras on, turn the cameras off. With this one, it's a little bit more, I don't know, it just seems more intuitive, right? It's like it's kind of more mimicking real life where somebody approaches you and then you see their face. And obviously you can still turn your camera on and off and you can turn your mic on and off. You have those controls. And as soon as they walk away, it just turns into their initials and you can still see kind of where they are in the office if you want to, because you can zoom in and zoom out on this floor plan. But at the same time, like it's not too much information all the time. So interesting kind of layer of a UI UX applied to this.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But I'm really interested just to see if you guys stick with this kind of idea. It's like office hours. You could, certain team members who obviously you don't want to be present all the time. You got to get work
Right.
done too, right? So,
Well, I mean,
that's interesting.
literally, I'm watching them. One person is sharing their screen. Not only is you can see the other guys are like working, but they're talking. I kind of miss so like there's a handful of us that are very expressive when we're talking. We use our hands a lot and move around and everything else. And we're talking. And it's just like, oh, I mean, I forgot, just based off of like this whole virtual world, and then people trying to hide by like turning their camera off and all this other stuff and just talking. The thing that I like about this is like you like actually I talk with my hands and you get to see my hands moving.
You do?
And you get to see like you get to see like all the other people who are just like and I caught a fish this big.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
totally. It
And
does
it's
help.
just it does.
It's all part of communication for sure.
Yeah.
And that's interesting for sure. I think that's kind of the tell, right? Is how long this kind of idea can stick around, or if you decide like we really like this, but we need a better tool for it.
Right.
Can you
Right.
in Zoom? I don't use Zoom enough to know, but can you create your own breakout rooms, or do you have to be like the owner
Yep.
of the Zoom
Yep.
thing? Okay,
No, you can create your breakout rooms.
that's cool because if you want to have like a conversation that other people don't need to hear, like you could just jump into that with another person, but then jump back out into the larger room.
I got to tell you, I mean, I don't know how many different platforms I've used over the course of the past year with, people doing Teams and doing all these other things. I like the flexibility, mobility of Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that anybody can just like pull up and start sketching over the top of something that somebody else is sharing and saying,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what about this or this? And you're like, oh. Or when somebody's like, I don't quite understand exactly what that detail is doing. And then like somebody else will grab, their annotate tool and start drawing something. It's like we were walking through something with the client and she was not quite understanding, and she's an architect and, very visual, but, she wasn't quite understanding what we were trying to get at with this one particular detail. And so I drew the detail as an axon. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But, and then but then she had something to react to, which also led me to say, well, hey, if they're not getting it based off of just like the plan section and elevation that we're showing, maybe we should show an axon of this as well. We've already modeled it. So it's one step extra of just showing it in axon so people understand exactly what we're trying to say. Yeah. And so from that interaction with her and me kind of like doing a real quick axon, she's like, all right, yeah, I get it. And then I added that thing to there so that nobody else has.
So that's cool. I mean, that's a great example of this working well and kind of also reminding us what we're missing out on, right, by being there in person.
Yeah, because like this is totally not a meeting. This is just an open mic session, essentially.
Right.
Where we see each other, we're working with each other, we're talking, we're just chatting. We talked about the inauguration, we've talked about our kids. So one guy was insulating his garage. And, we was talking about, well, it didn't seem like it really worked. I used a kit, so I kind of like talked through. It's like, oh, yeah, my wife's cousin just did that as well. And this is what they did. And they're like, oh, I didn't go that far. Maybe I should have. And, it would be things that we would be talking about as we're working anyway. I'm looking at emails and answering questions and things like that because I've been sort of out of pocket past couple of days. And so, I'm like catching up on things while they're still talking and we're still chatting and I'm still doing my work and they're still doing their work. And, the comfortable thing is that, kids are walking by and they're not having to be hushed about it or tiptoe by or anything like that. It's just like, the reality of it is here's where we are kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I kind of like that. Yeah. They heard the microwave go off multiple times since I'm really close to it. And
yep. That's life, right?
That's life.
Life is,
Yep. And it was great. I mean, it was fantastic to just kind of like do that. And I'm looking at the screen right now and I'm watching one of the guy's daughters walk by and it's what it is. It's reality.
You know, what's really cool. I find this fascinating is people who are using these blurry backgrounds and stuff where it's a virtual background. It's cutting you out on the fly and doing a poor job, but it's fine. And I always think it's super weird when somebody does walk by in the background and pieces of them appear and disappear.
Yeah.
And then somebody uses like a glass water container and they're drinking from it and the camera just the software doesn't know what to do with it. Right. And it masks it out because it knows it's not part of a human, but then parts of it can see through. So it sees some humanness through it. And so it's just so interesting to watch this stuff. This would be a great kind of interactive art experiment.
That would be great.
It would be fantastic because it's like, this is what everybody's seeing all the time. And it's kind of altering our reality of what is real all the time, right? It's like, is that real background? Is that fake background? Are you really there? Are you really not there? Because some of them look really good. Like the lighting is just perfect. It totally matches what's going on in the room. Then there's the other ones where there's like the large glass windows on the left and they're being lit from the right, where it's like completely the opposite. And you can just tell it doesn't work. So because their room is totally different than the virtual room. It's really interesting because this is the kind of stuff that we've seen in movies for years, right? This is what visual effects artists have painstakingly done in the past, and done everything they can to get it right, to do that compositing and make the person fit into the background that's not really there because they're filming against a green screen and all this stuff. And now the software is doing it on the fly really poorly, and we're totally cool with it, right? And because it is the best thing that's available right now, but man, it's really bad sometimes, right? Like it's really bad, but it's also kind of really interesting to watch. Have you done any of that virtual background stuff? Or did you?
Every once in a great while, I do. So they're running through some drawings right now, right?
You're like watching the.
No, so I don't know if you heard my mouse clicking, but I just marked up an error that I saw. I'm like, oh, we need to fix this. And so literally like I'm not talking to them. I just like use the arrow and they wrote in, go on. And I was just, something was shifted off the page a little bit into like the title block. I'm like, that's a little bush league at this point in time. We should have fixed that little thing.
Yeah.
And so they're now in there fixing it and moving it over. And it was just like, uh, so, I mean, I didn't say a word. They were writing on the screen. I was writing on the screen, and it was kind of cool. See, so you can multitask and do things and all that other stuff, and it works great. And that's exactly what I wanted, guys. Thank you. Now you have to reprint that sheet and put it back into the drawing set, but whatever. It's one sheet.
I like how you could actually be like working and live streaming what your work is on this podcast, and it's still good architectural content for the podcast. Yeah, so you really truly are multitasking. Good job.
Make sure everyone to always do a print set, double check where things are, and if you see those little graphical errors, just fix them. Don't ignore them. Just fix them.
Was that like a PSA for you?
That was totally my PSA.
That's great. What I was hoping was that you were saying that live to your team and on the podcast at the same time.
I should have come off mute.
Yes, exactly.
Now he started clicking through all of the other sheets, and it looks like we're gonna have to reprint. All of them have that one. It's a legend, and it's shifted off of it's kind of like shifted into the title block for some reason.
This is like live tweeting, but on another level here. Going on in Cormac's drawing set right now.
Exactly. So anyway, so yeah, in C, so you can do all of those things. Maybe not cook while you're doing. Well, I mean, actually, the people who are on, they probably like, it's like, all right, now it's time for cooking with Cormac.
Yes, totally. This is a thing. Yeah. I mean, we did the live stream, right? We did a happy hour live stream, and
absolutely,
and we just BS'd our way through an hour and a half, and it was fun, right? Like,
right.
Why not do that with everything? It's like what was it, Justin TV back in the day, where I would just walk around with a streaming live cam on everything that he did all day long. Or it's like wearing Google Glass, right? It's just like,
yeah, you see what I see.
You see what I see, and there's all kinds of privacy concerns there, right? But some people are totally willing to just let it happen, and other people are like, you get the hell out of here. Right? Yeah. I did not okay this.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I think that was good.
Yeah. So they just it looks like they all just took a break and got up and got moving. So that's again, I could like it's kind of cool. I mean,
kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy too.
Kind of creepy, kind of cool. Like right now, they all left their cameras on.
So this is what you do: go full screen, do a screenshot, and then use their office as your virtual background. You got to do that. So now it's like you're in their house.
That's hilarious. I need to hide this. Hide thumbnail.
Gotta hurry. Before they come back. This is good pre-show mystery here. People will know what we're talking about.
Come on. Everything pops up on different monitors. Boom. There we go.
You're so excited right now.
I totally am.
Oh, prank in the office. See, office pranks.
Now I get to watch him eat chicken.
Office pranks can live on. That's great. It's a key part of office culture that we're totally missing out on.
This is awesome. Where'd it go?
So now the key, Cormac, is, I don't even know if I should tell you this.
Yep.
You have to turn your camera off every time you leave now. So that they can't get you back. They have to find a better prank for you. They can't do the same prank to you, but you can't. So you just can't allow it to happen. But I think it would be pretty hilarious if they did it back to you.
Perfect. I'm in his house. This is great.
Oh, I've got to get the reaction here. I want to hear the reaction soon.
The look on his face right now. I turned my camera. Oh, you just see the look on his face.
Well done, Cormac. Well played.
I'm right behind you.
Well played, sir. Well played.
All right, I'll be right back.
Now you can just keep using it for all your other meetings. This just opened up a whole new world.
I'm dying. Because literally I'm watching his face. I really wish you could have seen. He's like, what? What? The facial reaction was great.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. We need more of that. See, we need more of that right there.
I needed this laugh.